Good evening, everyone. Let's stand for opening remarks from Councilmember Engle.
Daily, we live side by side, sharing our community. We take each other for granted, living our lives, going through our days, seldom thinking of community, seldom stopping to think of the needs of our neighbors, caught up in living and providing for ourselves and our family. Community is just there, and we take it for granted. Until disaster strikes, hardship comes, or weather rages. Then we suddenly and desperately need our community. We need it to help us to survive, keep hope alive, to live. It is a community that provides the essential safety net, protecting each of us in the face of loss and tragedy. It is our community that brings us out, the neighbor in us all. Today I will do something to build my own community, making it stronger for all neighbors and myself. To the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone. We'll start with the approval of our minutes of the meeting from April 19th.
Motion for approval.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Ms. Van Amber, great to you tonight.
Yep, I've got a couple different hats on tonight.
Yeah.
I have a few items. The first is a couple of public assembly permits. There's one for Blue Point Hospitality at 3 Federal Street. They want to do outdoor music on Saturdays from May 8th through June 26th from 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. And the Easton Economic Development Corporation also wants to do outdoor music at Thompson Park in the downtown. That's Saturday, starting May 15th through September 25th. The permit's from 10 to 4, but the music I think is going to be 11 to 3 to allow for setup and takedown. The police department recommends approval of both of those items.
Great. We also had the change in date for Cultural Crossing that we approved last time. They submitted one more for just a change of date from the 19th to the following weekend. So can we include that one?
Yes.
All right.
19th of what?
Pardon me?
What are they changing it to
June
what?
19th to
Oh,
the
June
following.
19th, okay.
You're good, yes. There's a lot going on June 19th, so
Okay,
they
then.
decided to do the 26th.
Yeah. May 15th still on though.
Yes, yep. This is their second one. Do we have a motion for approval for the
So
public?
moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay.
The second item is to request that you schedule the public hearing on the budget for your next meeting, May 17th at 5:35 p.m.
Sounds great.
Great. And then my other items, I'll wait till we get to the annexation.
Okay. That sounds great. Any questions for Ms. Van Emberg? Great. Okay. Chief Spencer, good evening.
Good evening. How are you ladies and gentlemen tonight?
Good.
Good, thank you.
Well, for a change, I come bearing good news instead of bad news. So I hope you had the time to review the agenda that I sent to you. So you know that last week I hired 6 recruits to go to the academy in July. 3 of them started today, so they're getting some of the introductory classes, and we'll be training them up until the time to go to the academy. 3 of them start May the 17th, and Thursday I have an appointment with the 7th applicant who should be ready to be hired on that date. We have 8 seats reserved at the academy, and there's 1 recruit that is still going through the background process, and hopefully we'll be able to make it through that. If so, then we'll be able to send 8 officers to the academy. We've never sent that many before. I think probably the most we've ever had is maybe 4. The recruits that are now are doing well. You know, the latest reports we've heard that they're doing very good, and the only thing they have left to complete is their practical exercises. So they've completed firearms, EVOC, first aid, and a lot of the other things they have to do. So now the practicals is their last stumbling block, and they'll graduate in June. I won't go through all the names of the recruits that we have, but it's a very good looking bunch of recruits. Most of them have college degrees or have been to college, and I met with all of them individually. They're well centered, They seem to be very people-oriented, they have good communication skills, so I think they'll do well for us when they get out of the academy. You'll see all the recent events and the upcoming events. One of the things that you touched on a little bit tonight is the June 19th schedule that is discussed, and we'll hopefully excuse me, have it ready for you at your next council meeting to approve. The sheriff and I met with the petitioners last week, and I met with them while they met with the sheriff, so they don't have to try to go through two processes, so we can coordinate the time that they need to have and how long that they would like to have the uptown area blocked off. So we'll be reporting back that for you, that information at the next council meeting. And the last bit of good news that I have is last week, Kennedy Timms came to us, the commandant at the VFW, and notified us that Detective Justin Rivalid was selected as the 2020 Officer of the Year for the entire state of Maryland for the VFW over here. And so that's a very high honor for Detective Rivalid, and we're very proud of him, and congratulations, and well deserved. That's my report.
That's great. Good news. Please, pass along congratulations to him from us also. That's, what a great honor.
It is a very good honor.
Does anyone have
Questions?
any questions?
Chief, were you guys a part of the procession or standby when they came through?
Yes, myself and several officers attended. You look real close on some of the Facebooks, you can see me there. But it's not important that I was there, it's important that our people were there.
Yeah.
It was quite the tribute.
Yeah.
It's a sad event that happened, but the fact that so many people on the whole Eastern Shore, you saw from the Bay Bridge all the way to Delmar, the streets were lined with civilians, police officers, firemen, paramedics, everybody that you can think of. It was a very heartwarming experience, and I think the officer's going to be laid to rest on May the 10th is the last I heard about it. Hopefully we'll be able to send our honor guard to some other people for that as well. So, yes, thank you for that.
Sounds good. Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Next, we have Resolution 6133, a resolution of the Town of Easton authorizing the execution of an agreement regarding Arts and Entertainment District. Is there any?
The agreement's identical to the one we had previously with the Easton Business Alliance, and now
Okay.
it's just changing it to the Easton Economic Development Corporation to serve that function for the town.
Okay.
I'll
Okay.
make a motion to approve.
Second.
All right, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Any
Aye.
opposed? Okay. Next, we have the annexation. Oh, roll call, sorry.
Mr. Silverstein?
Aye.
Mr. Abbatiello?
Yes.
Mr. Engle?
Yes.
Reverend Davis?
Yes.
President Cook?
Yes. Sorry about that. Moving on to the annexation and the zoning for a property located east of the intersection of Maryland Route 309 and Black Dog Alley, and consisting of 1.637 acres of land, more or less.
I have
Anything for
a
us?
couple quick things on that.
Okay.
In the event you do approve the annexation resolution, there's the ordinance that applies the zoning.
Mhm.
In section 3 of that, before, when we first got started, there was a language regarding getting the county consent for the zoning. We don't need that, so we could, if you choose to, you could pass that ordinance without that section 3. Both the state and the county and the town all agree that the zoning districts are similar enough that we don't need that consent. And then I also circulated to you an annexation agreement.
Mhm.
I'll just quickly, if you don't mind, go through what those terms are.
Mhm.
Upon annexation, the property would be subject to town taxes. It also talks about the zoning there that would have the CG zoning. Any development on the property would have to comply with whatever applicable zoning there would be. The petitioners would be responsible for complying with any standards that are applicable for public improvements, roads, sidewalks, whatever it is. And then the petitioners would also be responsible at their cost and expense for extension of any road or road improvements or utility infrastructure needed to serve the development at the property. And they would agree to grant any easements to the town that would be necessary for that utility extension or for any roads or improvements. And then they are responsible for all costs and fees incurred as a result of the annexation process. So those are the kind of major terms of that annexation agreement. And I'm happy to answer any questions about any aspect of the annexation.
Do I have any questions? All right, if not, we have resolution number 6132, a resolution to annex certain lands located east of the intersection of Maryland Route 309 and Black Dog Alley, and consisting of 1.637 acres of land, more or less, into the town of Easton, and to provide for terms and conditions of the annexation.
Motion for approval.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded.
Mr.
Yeah.
Silverstein?
Aye.
Mr. Abbatiello?
Yes.
Mr. Engle?
Yes.
Reverend Davis?
Yes.
President Cook?
Yes. Next, we have ordinance number 759, an ordinance of the town of Easton amending the official zoning map of the town of Easton to apply the general commercial CG zoning district to a certain lot or parcel of land annexed to the town of Easton by resolution number 6132, located generally east of the intersection of Maryland Route 309 and Black Dog Alley, and consisting of 1.637 acres of land, more or less.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Been moved and seconded.
Mr. Silverstein?
Aye.
Mr. Abbatiello?
Yes.
Mr. Engle?
Yes.
Reverend Davis?
Yes.
President Cook?
Yes. Gentlemen, we also have the annexation agreement, which is related to this resolution and ordinance. Do you feel comfortable voting on that tonight?
I'm ready to vote.
Okay. All right. We have a motion to accept the annexation agreement as written.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Silverstein?
Aye.
Mr. Abbatiello?
Yes.
Mr. Engle?
Yes.
Reverend Davis?
Yes.
President Cook?
Yes. Okay. Next, we have a public hearing on ordinance number 760, an ordinance of the Town of Easton amending sections 11-20 of Article 3 of Chapter 11 of the Town of Easton Code regarding the imposition of a refuse disposal fee. Sorry. There's no one in the audience who has any comment regarding this public hearing. Gentlemen, do you have any questions on this ordinance?
As I understood it, it doesn't impose any higher fees at this time, but
Correct.
gives us the option as we look at how costs are going up
Correct.
to impose higher fees.
Right, it just gives us the opportunity to include that, but it doesn't mean that we actually are voting on anything. That'll be a separate resolution later on. Yeah.
And further, some people read it, sort of thought maybe we were raising the taxes, so we also were not raising the
We're
taxes.
not raising taxes. All righty. Do we want to close the public hearing tonight, since no one's? All right, close the public hearing on ordinance number 760. It is eligible for a vote tonight.
Motion for approval.
Second.
All right, ordinance number 760, an ordinance of the Town of Easton amending sections 11-20 of Article 3 of Chapter 11 of the Town of Easton Code regarding the imposition of a refuse disposal fee has been moved and seconded.
Mr. Silverstein?
Aye.
Mr. Abbatiello?
Yes.
Mr. Engle?
Yes.
Reverend Davis?
Yes.
President Cook?
Yes. All right. Next, we have invoices totaling $782,521.49. Motion to pay those?
Motion to pay.
Second.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Is there anyone that has anything else to address before the council this evening? Seeing no one, items by council? Mr. Silverstein?
Just want to encourage people, tomorrow is town election, and I encourage them to come out and vote. It's at the Fire Hall on Leonard Rick Drive, starts at 7 o'clock in the morning. And we did make it easier for people to send absentee ballots in. But I think one of the things that's important in a republic form of government is the ability to be able to go and vote. So I encourage people to do that.
Yeah, and the fact that the three of us will be there tomorrow, so if people do have some issues or concerns that they want to talk about, you've got us as a captive audience for 13 hours. So feel free to, almost 13 hours. Feel free to stop by and talk to us, and we'll be happy to listen and discuss the issues, and, yeah, we'll be there. So please come out.
Mr. Engle?
Got a couple things. First, I want everybody to remember, before we meet next, the May 15th event we're gonna have on the Rails to Trails. I would strongly encourage people go to that. I think we have one a month for 4 months.
Yes,
Sure.
it's May and June and September and October.
Yeah.
But there's other events happening on Community Day also,
Yeah,
so
but this
a lot
is-
happening.
This is a grassroots event that started from the grassroots level. I think it should be pretty exciting. Secondly, with respect to downtown Easton, we have ordered tables and chairs to replace some of the worn out ones on there, on the streets around downtown. We're in the process of ordering different flower pots to be placed, and then we'll be looking to put flowers up there. Members of the EDC have gone by and talked to each of the businesses to let them know what's going on, and it seems to be pretty favorably accepted by everybody. So we'll have a pretty nice looking summer if we've, unless they're all like me with flowers and kill them all. That's all I got.
Reverend Davis?
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, we'll be together tomorrow for a long time, so I want you to come out and vote tomorrow. It's important. We'll be at the firehouse. Like Don said, if you have any concerns, we will be there. We'll be your captive audience. Please come and have a conversation with us, and we just thank you. And then I want to thank the police department for being a part of the service for the officer who was killed in Del Mar. It's just an honor that all the agencies, fire and police, participated, and that's what the law enforcement department does, and the fire department. The fire department played a significant role in all the events that occurred all the way to Delmar, Maryland, Delmar, Delaware. So I want to thank the Easton Police Department for their participation.
Just one final reminder, yes, tomorrow is Election Day. Polls open at 7 a.m., they close at 8 p.m. Absentee ballots, I think, are counted the next day, but we will be at the Fire Hall on Leonard Rook Drive all day. It's gonna be sunny, so come on out and vote and visit. So otherwise, we'll have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Have a nice evening.